if you can hear, it's a wee bit noisy in here. So today I'm going to start some beautification and a bit of sound deadening. Make it a bit more comfortable in here. So let's head back to the garage. So where does one begin? Well, one has already begun. I started this on the live stream that I did. I've got a little bit on the side of the inner fender on either side, which will help a little bit, but I've still to do up there, and as you can probably tell, it's still pretty echoey. So I don't know if I need to put some on the trunk lid as well. That wouldn't be too difficult. So that's where I might start, or at least continue. Now, the good thing about these old cars is they're not very big in the inside, so there's not a huge amount to do. Obviously, I've got the doors to do. That side has actually got some original matting on it, so I probably don't need to put the thin vibration soaking stuff on that, but I might still put another layer of something else, which I'll show you when we get inside. So other than that, we have got obviously the whole floor to do, the firewall, which is quite important because my big thumping V8's right just beyond that wall. So I need some there all along the floor. Now obviously, I need to remove the chairs. Now I want to do this whole job in the garage and get it a bit warmer because as you can see, it's still Arctic conditions out here. So as I say, I need to get access to the underside to get the bolts for the seats. Get them out, get the car back inside, close the garage door, warm it up and continue. So let me show you the materials I'm working with. I have two types of materials. I have this thick stuff, kind of cushioned, which is, it's got a sort of adhesive backing on that side. As you can see, you peel that off, you stick it on. Now, this was sent to me by Jim Stanley, all the way from Australia. One of my subscribers, I really appreciate that. And the other stuff I've got is this boom mat, which again was donated by one of my lovely subscribers. That would be Ted, who is now a good friend of mine. And this stuff is quite different. This is more of a, I think they say it's butyl. And this is more for taking away vibrations from panels. As you can see, it's much thinner. And this doesn't actually have an adhesive backing. It's more of a, you kind of force it onto the surface and it sticks by itself. It's magic. So I have to decide where I'm putting each material. This stuff definitely for panels that will vibrate and give that sort of tinny sound, like doors and probably floors, pretty much everywhere. The other stuff is more for, what would you say? I did a bit of research and you would kind of use this stuff for heat dissipation. So maybe all over the floor to take away exhaust heat and anything coming up the way, and maybe put that on the roof as well. Now, for applying, this stuff is relatively easy because it just sticks on and you can just push it on in place. This stuff really needs a bit of force. So you should really use one of those seam rollers, you know, that either the rubber or the metal rollers. I don't have one though. And believe it or not, the only place I can find anything even close is Home Depot, and they want like $30 for it, which is just nonsense. So I'm going to make one out of, I'm going to sacrifice this big screwdriver for my handle, maybe cut it off about there. I'm going to use an old socket. I'm going to use a nut and bolt, which will go through the socket, like so. So I would need to attach this screwdriver to the rolly thing, well, to the nut and bolt. So I'm going to cut a section of this in a U shape with hole at the top, one at either side, and weld the screwdriver onto that. It'll all make sense. So, while we are waiting for the sun to go round to the other side and heat up my driveway, because I'm going to have to lie underneath that to get access to the bolts. That's a whole other story for the seats. So while we're waiting for the sun to do its job, let's fabricate a little tool. Right then, I have all my parts fabricated, so now time for assembly. And hopefully it'll all just slot together nicely. Now, I know you're thinking, whoa, over-engineered much? Yeah, usual for me. So I need to put a little washer at either side of this. That slots in there. And then a washer at either side of the bolt. Slots in there. And I'm going to use a nylock nut so that I don't over tighten it and it won't loosen off by itself. What I'll probably do is tighten it all the way and then just loosen it off a little bit to allow the roller to roll, and then it will be as precise as possible. There we go. So the roller rolls and the nut and bolt doesn't come loose. It's a wee bit bulky, but it was free. That'll do just fine. Right, let's see if the sun's done its thing. Ah, glorious sunshine. Right, I'll get the jack out, the axle stands, get these chairs out at last. So that's all my seat bolts out and ready to remove the seats. I've removed the passenger seat, but I've left the driver's seat in place because obviously I need to reverse the car back into the garage. So I'm not going to install anything today. I want to get it in the garage, get the whole car warmed up. I need to vacuum the inside, clean it as best I can before I start the install. So before I even start the install, I'm going to leave a question for you all. The two types of sound deadening I've got, the thin one and the thick one. Leave a comment where you would put each one. As I say, I think the thin stuff needs to go on panels that might vibrate, and the thick stuff I'm thinking headliner and some more on the floor over the other stuff. But as I say, leave a comment, let me know. But that's all I'm doing today. It's like -7, so I'm pretty cold lying on the drive. But I'll be back up in the morning, full of beans, ready to go. So I'll see you then. Right, let me get this car away. Oh, and remember, please subscribe. And I have a Facebook group, Scott Rods on Facebook, and anyone's welcome to join and leave a comment, leave a picture, leave a link to your own YouTube channel. Right, take care everyone. See you tomorrow. Bye.